personally, my company, we made vast majority of our money back then on DVDs, right?
What is
This
this?
was during the
What is
block.
it? What is the DVD?
They would, they would be scared to have the thing. But anyway,
Coasters. They look
but
like coasters. Yeah, got it.
yeah, yeah, that's what they are now. That's what we use them for now. But anyway, yeah, that was in the DVD days, right? When as a distributor or a sales company, we had these really exorbitant hard costs, right? Because we're going to bring a film out to market, and it was going to go to like Walmart and all these places, but mostly in those days to Blockbuster and all of those thousands and thousands of other chain,
Hollywood
rent to,
Video, West Coast Video. Yeah, all those guys. Yeah.
So there was a hard cost associated with that we had to cover, or the distributor had to cover. And it was expensive because now you had to print every one of those things. Then you had to package it. Now you had the artwork, you had the plastic, and then you had the shipping. And what a lot of people don't realize is back then, if we got an order for 20,000 DVDs of our movie to Walmart, in 90 days, if Walmart wanted to, they could charge us back and send back 9,000 of those 10,000 orders. And we'd have already cashed the check. So we'd have to now be on the hook for all those DVDs that they rejected that never got sold. So that was a huge problem. So what was interesting about Netflix is, at the time, remember, they were delivering the DVD to your home.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was great because you still got that thing, that disc, but you didn't have to go anywhere to go get it. And from a distribution standpoint, from our standpoint, we were covering maybe the mailing costs of it because they came in the little sleeve, right? So there was a lot of that other cost was eliminated. But then when they switched over to streaming and the DVD just went out of style, that changed everything completely because now there is zero cost.
There's nothing.
Zero hard cost. There's nothing to charge back. And so now that profit margin significantly increased. And essentially, we're still there today with what's going on with VOD.
But it significantly increased, but the money that you can get for your film, it completely decreased dramatically. So the cost, perfect example though, before a DVD would cost you $15, right?
Yeah.
And now a movie costs you free if it's on Prime.
Yeah.
Or if it's on part of your streaming service. So the devaluation has really hurt the filmmaker in many ways, correct?
100%. I mean, it was $5 or $6 just to rent it for the night.
And I know and even before that, the VHS, don't forget, you used to get charged if you didn't rewind. Be kind, rewind.
You did. You used to get charged. Be kind, rewind. That was the...
Could you imagine? I worked in a video store. I remember it was, I pissed people off dramatically. Like, sorry, I got to charge you an extra bucks. You didn't rewind it.
Or if you were a day late. So I remember going out at 3 o'clock in the morning and sticking in that little slot they had that would drop into the trash basket. So it would be there in the morning so I wouldn't get charged for the next day.
I mean, we were barbarians. Let's just put it out that we were barbarians. We were just
I was just talking to a filmmaker the other day about this and saying, look, for the people coming up, the young kids coming up, right? Today is like such a different conversation. I mean, when I started, somebody asked me about the origins of P&A. Like, why do they call it P&A? I said, because back then when I started, the P was prints. Mm-hmm. And the print was a 35 millimeter reel that was this gigantic. And you usually needed two for each film because the film didn't fit on one. And we used to have to deliver them and get into a van and bring them to the theater to bring them up into the screening room. Mm-hmm. At every theater, they had.
What was a print? A print. I know, if I remember correctly, it would be like a $20,000 cost or $15,000 cost, right?
Very, very expensive
per print. And where now you could literally upload it. And they can download it for free, essentially. Yeah. Almost.
Yeah. Or now you can literally walk into a theater with a USB and here's my movie. You know what I mean? But I remember those days. I remember literally physically delivering those huge 35 millimeter prints really heavy and on the thick film, and it was a very cool thing. But yeah, when you talk about that kind of money for every single theater, it was so hard to make money. It was, because that was just your delivery cost to get it in there.
That was the cost. That was you have to look at the ROI. I'm like, how many asses and seats could I get to recoup this cost? And then the theater was taking 50%. And there was this, I mean, like, so it took a lot. That's why you had to pump a lot of money into advertising and to make that money, But that's when like when home video showed up, of course, the whole industry was scared to death. But then they figured out, wait a minute, we can make some money here. And all of a sudden it changed. But then it's been slowly, you've been seeing it from the days of 35 millimeter prints all the way now to zero cost, but also really hard to generate revenue coming in from those channels unless you're creative. It's a very interesting journey that we've gone upon. Now,